In this video, I'm going to show you how to convert a plain old bucket, just like this one, into a beautiful side table. I used my multi-tool and I put some new attachments on it, and I used that to cut off the lip of the bucket. I got this package with all different attachments for my multi-tool, and they've come in handy. I'm going to leave the link to it in the description of this video. This fractional tape measure is really handy. I wanted all my wood half rounds to be the same length, so I screwed that little block down there. I'll leave an arrow onto our subfloor because we're not done our flooring yet. And then I just butt up each half round. I think it's 5/8 inch wood half rounds, and I just pushed it up to it and then cut. And I have my miter saw connected to my vacuum because I'm doing this in the house. And I cut a whole pile of them. I can't remember how many, but enough to go all the way around the bucket. I used a piece of 220 grit sandpaper and I sanded all the ends and then down the whole front surface of each wood dowel. As you can see, I'm using construction adhesive by Sika. I'm just putting it on the dowel and then firmly pressing it onto the bucket. You'll notice for the first one, I did use a level, and because the bucket is tapered a little bit at the bottom, you do need to adjust the dowels as you keep going. So I did check for a level periodically. So the dowels at the top of the bucket will be touching, but the dowels at the bottom will be slightly separated. And by dowels, I mean the half rounds. I did have to sand that last one a little bit at the top to fit it in, and then I just got these giant elastics and put it around the top and the bottom to hold it in place while the glue dried for 12 hours. When that was completely dry, I put caulking between each half round. I just ran a bead and then I used my finger when it was damp and smoothed it out, and it took quite a while, but it was worth it. After it dried completely, I primed the whole thing. I just added these wood blocks so that it's not quite sitting on the ground, and you can see it looks so much better already. And then after the primer completely dried, I put a coat of this green paint on, and I ended up doing 2 coats of the green paint. And next I'm going to show you how I cut the top. About 10 inches, right? Maybe 20. I'm using 3/4 inch MDF because it's what I had on hand, and I just, put that nail in and then cut my string to, or measured it to be about 10 inches. So my circle diameter is 20 inches, and then I traced it around. It does work best if you trace the circle all in one full swoop. And then I used a jigsaw to cut the circle out. And just keep in mind that the top side is the back side because that's what you poke the hole into. And when you're cutting with the jigsaw, you want to have the bad side up because the blade cuts on the upstroke. And so it'll be a little bit rougher, as you can see there, on the back side. So I primed the top piece, and then I did 2 coats of green, and I let it dry in between each coat, giving it a light sand and wipe. And then I'm just using my really strong construction adhesive, and I'm gluing the top on, and you just have to carefully line it up so that it's in the center. Oh, I guess I did my last coat of green paint when it was on. This made sense. It was just a lot easier, and I could go around the edges easier too. And here's the finished version of my bucket turned into a fluted side table. I love how it turned out. I think it's beautiful. It is a little bit shorter than what I had hoped for beside our chair in the living room. So a friend ended up buying it off of me, and I am going to make another taller version. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want more DIYs that you can do. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.